Hello, Steve here. Welcome to Real Health. Who'd have thought health is about what we're eating? Join me on my quest to disseminate my go-to health regimen, the Health 44, my clumsy branding of eliminating 4 classes of food, introducing 4 classes of micronutrients. Bingo, bongo, health sorted. So thank you for your interest. Let's do this. Real health, eh? Who'd have thought that real health is what we're eating? But these days is we better supplement. And what I advocate for, I'll be covering in each and every episode for about 2 minutes. Has to be done because, of course, with this level of production, there's only very few watchers and listeners. I get it. So you clicked on today. the episode title, you know before me. Something to do with personality, proclivities, and health routine or regimen choice. In there somewhere, hey? So some may notice I've got still these big rings in my eyes. It won't look pleasant if I do this, and plus by me looking at myself, I don't know what I'm doing because I'm pretty much that blind. I was pretty much born fairly blind, so yeah. Now I've got this even bigger ring now. I won't be impaired. So what led me to cover personality and health choice? Maybe that should be the title. Is I've done other episodes on personality and health choice, but I haven't even listened to the others. Maybe a revisit. My not new, further experience in how to deliver a message is in play. So let's do this. And as part of preparing, I don't prepare. My only preparation is, well, about 9,000 hours approx before I got into this Health 44. And I've spent the last 4,000 to 5,000 hours in trying to prove myself wrong, trying to be even better. Hasn't worked. In a way, I'm glad because I'm vindicating the stumble that I've gone into. So, what personality would that put me in? Stab in the darker, just like most other health pursuits, I reckon. You get the likes of Andrew Huberman suggesting that scientists are either lumpers or splitters. There's many splitters in science. The lumpers are pretty much the lazy ones, the philosophers, I'm perhaps a lumper because if I see a pattern or something that works, as in keep it simple, stupid, just a few principles, I latch onto it. Hey, you're just going from one side of the ship to the other side, depending on where the tide is. I wish. Well, I don't wish because it's not pleasant. If I do discover something which is even better, a health regime, which is even better, what I'm advocating for here, the Health 44, I'll be lurching to that side of the boat as well. So I've lurched from side to side, even bow to stern, in the past where I've gone from calories in, calories out, eat less, work out more. Some will say, you still work out, look at the stadia. Yes, I look fit compared to many, but I'm not doing that much, and particularly in the last 6 weeks at least. I haven't done absolutely anything. Well, actually, I did about 6 seconds. 6 seconds the other day, did another run through as part of taking up sprinting to be Australia's fastest 70-year-old sprinter, 100 metres. So I'm giving myself 19 years, see how I go. And I've had 3 runs. The first run lasted about 30 metres where I thought my quads were just going to ping, rip apart. So the road is in play. So even in suggesting, the whole I'm going to be Australia's fastest runner at age 70 and all that sort of thing, that suggests a certain personality, positive, grandiose, some believe. Positive and grandiose in my Health 44, what I advocate for here. Because I've mentioned the Health 44 too often already, I'll just quickly go through what the Health 44 is. The first 4 of the 44, therefore health 44, the first 4 is elimination. It's an elimination diet. Oh no. Those inclusive people that you can't poo-poo every food because all foods are food. What, you're going to say that lollies and donuts are okay, are you? In moderation. Moderation, just a small bullet. I'll shoot myself in moderation, just with a rubber bullet or a small something bullet which won't kill you. It's not pleasant, and it's not good for your health if you have certain pies of the savory or confection type, or fried food and sugars and all that. So anyway, the first 4 is elimination of glutens, oils, sugars, nitrates, nitrites. There's nuances in there. Wheat, barley, rye, oats, especially. That's the number one thing. Wheat, barley, rye, oats out. Possibly even buckwheat. But in my further quest to be even better in my health, is cut out grains. I'm probably 98% cut out. As another guinea pig thing, I've had cocoa, organic cocoa in this concoction that I'm making, which I'll introduce to the world, seeing how good it is. And I've been testing it for 3 months. It's going all right. So that's another thing on the horizon which I'll deliver to the world. So wheat, barley, rye, oats out. The oils, which is fried food, burnt animal fat, and burnt animal fat, fried food, and all oils in a bottle. Sugars, even cut out 90% plus of your fruit. Yes. And your nitrates, nitrites, which takes out the whole carcinogen complex of the processed meats, the main carriers of the nitrates, nitrites, which are very carcinogen, even worse than smoking and being obese. But obesity is coexistent with, obesity doesn't cause illness. Obesity coexists with illness. Anyway, that's another little tidbit for you. And so we've taken out those 4 classes of micronutrients, the gluten, oils, sugars, nitrates, nitrites, and we add the 4 classes of micronutrients, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids, and that makes up the 90 declared. They are considered declared essential micronutrients, and the reason why they're essential is because those micronutrients can't be made by the body. We need to supplement them these days is a must, because it's disappearing from the soils, and if the minerals aren't in the soils, they don't end up in the crops, the plants, the grasses. They don't end up into the specimen, the organism, the animal's physiology. Okay, so that's a biggie. And if the minerals aren't there, the vitamins won't really be there in ample, satisfactory amounts, and the amino acids won't be there ample amounts, what we need, and the essential fatty acids. So minerals are very important. And I've been toying with bringing in a particular regimen, the most simple health regimen one could ever do, which would add to the most massive gain in your health, doing the least, spending the least, and I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. If you bought colloidal minerals with at least the type of colloidal minerals, 75 plus minerals in that colloidal mineral complex, that will solve a lot of your pending health, ill health, illness, downstream effects. Okay, that by taking in those 60 plus essential micronutrients, it will encourage the utilization of all the vitamins, the amino acids, and the essential fatty acids that you are taking in. Okay, and number two, so colloidal minerals, and number two is get off the gluten. 98% of us will be gluten sensitive, where it damages the villi in our small intestine. So going off gluten, taking minerals for at least, if you choose that route, I suggest doing that for at least 18 months to get some sort of healing. Okay, and bingo bongo, you'll be healthier. You won't be the most healthy, which is the whole health 44. And maybe a third is increased salt intake in that little simple model regimen. The least you can do. Off gluten, include minerals, and add salt. Which, let's face it, the pink salt and the sea salt and the Celtic salt, all those types of salt have 80-ish minerals in there. But the reason why I say colloidal minerals, because they'll be more bioavailable, and because we're damaged when we start all this, going off gluten is essential to repair the villi, make them grow back in your small intestine that do 90+% of our mineral absorption, micronutrient absorption. So, okay, this is about personality proclivities. I've suggested what my proclivities may be, because I've jumped from ship to ship, side to side, back to front, trying all these different things. Things like apple cider vinegar to get off my PPIs, my indigestion issues. If you have indigestion, that's too little acid. No soda drinks. That neutralizes your gastric juices even more. There's some nuances that we need to include, but the 90% at least is the minerals and the gluten, with the gluten. Okay, so I looked up even horoscope or astrology, star sign versus health, and you look it up, and apparently I'm Aries, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire signs. They have less propensity to be obese. I was obese like hell. If I feel industrious enough, I might go 13, 29. I might go and add. That's how I look. How I looked once, because my daughter sent me something from about 5-6 years ago. How I looked. It wasn't pleasant, and I didn't feel pleasant, even though I may have been happy at that point in time. So yeah, and it's got star signs that are more obese, is like Cancer and what was it, Scorpio, and anyway, Taurus. I think it was Taurus. So you get my drift. Like, even with astrology, there's proclivities, and as part of interest, looking up what astrologers think with obesity. Who are the best murderers? I'm one of the best murderers, together with Scorpio, apparently. Right, there you go. So, so we've got that, which shouldn't be of much value, but many people will latch onto that value, suggesting that, hey, I'm a Cancer, that's why I'm fat. No, you're fat because there's a particular marker, a signature indicator, if you're deficient in chromium and vanadium especially, that you will be becoming obese. But it's a bit more complicated. You're deficient of many of the essential micronutrients, those 90. No, but there's only 40 essential micronutrients. Well, 27, some have said. Well, there's 90. Okay, there's 90. And there's the particular regimen that I choose is through longevity. So that's who I go through as my supplier, my supplier, dealer, my micronutrient dealer. So so we've got the scientists, lumpers, splitters, the astrology people, about the big five personality complex, which is the most widely studied. There's the I'm going to quickly just think of these. Neuroticism, people measuring, calorie counting, exercising, that's a little bit neurotic. They will fail, because if you don't understand micronutrients, you will fail. And then you have the non-agreeable people. They're susceptible, because being non-agreeable versus agreeable. So neurotic, non-neurotic, doesn't matter. Agreeable, non-agreeable, doesn't matter. What are the other three? Anyway, you get my drift. It's going to be the same pattern. Extrovert, introvert, and there's another two. Anyway, so it won't work. It doesn't work in the big five either, if you don't understand the micronutrients. Because even me, that shouldn't be, they shouldn't have been obese, that's been obese most of my life. Even I was obese because it was a micronutrient issue. And as I say, obesity is coexistent with micronutrient deficiencies. It's coexistent with all other illness, because we see obesity straight away in front of our face, at our belt hole level and our dress size. If you're a size 16, understand the micronutrients, okay? Myers-Briggs, another personality type model, same, okay? So what I'm trying to say here is, doesn't matter what personality type or model that you latch onto, that's an important part, that latch on. Because a certain crowd will be more, I guess, let's pick on agreeable, where the governing body, the FDA, the TGA, depending what country you're in, suggests this. Therefore, all will be fine. Don't eliminate, don't be a carnivore or vegan, because moderation and all that sort of thing. Further proclivities. People that love meat, they'll jump on that carnivore diet like that. People that are into animal welfare, jump on as vegans, easy. With me, I'm not jumping on the vegan or carnivore as two examples. I'm fairly heavy keto as a reference, but because, hey, the carnivores don't like veggies, and the vegans may sometimes like a burger, but hey, it's all about the animals. Yes, there's poor animals, but hey, we need to survive. What, you're going to make a lion vegan? No. Yeah, but we're not carnivores, you idiot. Yeah, we're not carnivores, but we better we better have protein-based meat, meat or animal products, because it's very hard. It can be done. You can be vegan on the Health 44. It can be done, but it's a little bit challenging. It is challenging because the vegans supplement their macros or their calorie deficit with a lot of oils on their dressings and their cooking and their frying, all that sort of thing, which are health detriment built on top of each other, which isn't great for the vegans. But they need to supplement their calorie deficit by a lot of oil use, and a lot of that is from a bottle, and trans fats, acrylamides, heterocyclic amines build up in your circulatory system when you go down that route. It's one of the food categories we need to eliminate, is the oils, but the vegans rely on it. They must have it to make up the calories. For energy, you get energy from plenty of plants and lentils and your tofu and that sort of thing. Yeah. Oh, how about the nut meats and all that sort of thing? Yes. Do whatever you feel to get out of your ideological state. That's fine. I'm not going to poo-poo people too much, but those particular proclivities in liking certain food, therefore you're going to latch onto it. I was even guilty. I'm telling you. I told you before, but I'll tell you more, that before I labelled my health regimen as a Health 44, I called it Keto 44, and before that I called the 44 a twist of dairy and egg, because I wasn't into meat. I could eat meat. I'm having about, what's that, a bit under a pound each day, 2/3 of a pound each day, perhaps. Yeah, 2/3 of a pound each day of meat, and so I'm pretty much keto heavy with a bit of yogurt and upwards of around, let's say, 10 eggs at the moment, 10 eggs a day. So that's what I'm doing for those one-off listeners that haven't heard what I actually do, plus the 90 essential micronutrients and not eating those 4 food categories. That's pretty much what I do. Okay, for those that are wanting to know, and those one-off listeners. How old are you? 51. I often get compliments that, hey, you don't look like you're 41. 51. Yes, I was 41 a decade ago, of course. So, look, I felt like Joe Biden then. So, we have a tendency to latch on to something that we gravitate to, and that comes with the whole idea of pica in the early stage. I could definitely say within 2 years, for sure 3 years, it took me that long to heal, to absorb. Now I'm cutting back on my how much micronutrients I take to test that out. And I'm toying with the whole heavy keto diet that I'm on, and testing some of the cakey product that I've been testing for probably approaching 3 months. Haven't brushed my teeth in 2 years at least now. Not much exercise, very minimal. Before I tore my pectoral 6 weeks ago, where at the moment I'm doing nothing. 6 seconds, I mentioned that right. 6 seconds that I was running before. Sprinting, that would be. Not sure where I was going, but basically, don't worry, I do this often, and I do find my groove again. So because I saw 23 minutes before, I was thinking that should be it, but or wrapping up, and I was thinking of wrapping up, and it took me off. So with those particular proclivities, we're just going to latch on. Yes, I did latch on, and others are latching on to things like hey, the whole light and sauna and ice bath thing, and deep Wim Hof breathing techniques, and what else is doing the rounds? Those EMF, not EMF, frequency mats, and what else has been doing the rounds? We know about the carnivore and the ketos and the vegans. So to wrap it up, with all those latching on ideas, kombucha, we got the gut health people, the microbiome people, and I've mentioned the simple, and then the little bit more complicated with an extra touch of efficacy. So get off the gluten, take colloidal minerals, extra salt. That will go a long way. Don't exercise. You don't need to exercise. You can, but you better take more minerals. Ah, yes. So the Health 44 is that extra cherry on top. The 80% with another 20%, and perhaps the cherry on top would be if you went more organic to get off the or exposure to the toxin quagmire that you can go through in health. So, and also essentially whatever personality type you are, it doesn't matter. That is the main point. It doesn't really matter, because if you're not getting the 90 declared essential micronutrients, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can do what you think is best. Genetic therapies will probably come down more affordable down the track, and all the biohacking crowd. If you're not doing the micronutrients, all that other stuff will be a waste. It will be a waste until we get someone that becomes a bicentennial man. That movie probably 20 years ago. They didn't talk about micronutrients then. It was all high tech based, and that's a bit off. So we can get we've probably had a bicentennial man in natural terms. This Chinaman that died in 1932 or 1933 lived 252 years. Everyone in the West is suggesting that's BS, but when you get certificates from the Chinese government that you reach the age of 252, well, you can't trust them. Well, why can't you? Why can't you as well? Because records are kept. Anyway, so it doesn't matter. You better understand the micronutrients, because if you don't understand that, you won't be perplexed in how your health is going downhill, because it will be going downhill if you're not taking in micronutrients and understanding soil science and the like. Okay, now you can do the whole carnivore and vegan, but even with the carnivores, you know, if the grasses aren't getting the minerals they require, even your meat isn't going to deliver you the particular amino acids and the essential fatty acids and the quality protein, and it's not going to get you the minerals especially. And yeah, you're not out of the woods, carnivore people, even though you're eating less and you're losing weight and you look like you're healthy. And the reason why you're also not going to improve cardiovascular stats that well is because you're overcooking your meat. You're frying your meat. The best way is to bake your meat, not in alpha oil too. That's a whole toxin thing. I've just in the last week gone off alpha oil using that aluminium foil stuff. Leaches chemicals not so good, so I've gone to baking paper, which might be better. It is better, but yeah, there'll be some leaching there. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing as a personal disclosure. The vegans get off oils, and there's a misunderstanding where the Okinawans perhaps they're eat noodles and that sort of thing. Well, it's a bit complex because 80% of their macros, their calories come from pork fat, and we don't see that. Okay, and the vegans, if you measure how much of their calories come from oils, it will be a high number, because let's face it, they fry their stuff, they put oils in their dressings. So that's where it's at. It doesn't matter until you understand the minerals and the whole micronutrient complex. I'm a testament. Look me up in the show notes. I've got many hours of videos. There it is. Let's compare notes to the other gurus in 15 years, 50 years, 30 years time. Pick your poison. But even though I won't be getting too many followers and subscribers, whatever, I'll still be shouting from the rooftops, micronutrients, Health 44, look at me, let's compare notes. So that's where it's at. Thanks for your interest. Hopefully you'll come back again. Bye-bye.